I'm in Shenandoah National Park, and this is the Hensley Hollow Overlook. This is mile marker 64, I think it is. There's my little red car. And this overlook's just a pull-off. And down there somewhere is an old abandoned road. I was gonna bushwhack my way down there, but this is too steep right here. This is practically straight down, so I'm gonna go down here around the bend where this old road supposedly came up and see if I can pick it up there and then hike it on down this way. And if I get lucky, maybe I can hike it all the way down to the park boundary. The elevation here is 2,700 feet. Two-tenths of a mile into my hike. Maybe you can see my car back up there. All I've done is walk south on Skyline Drive so far, and now that I'm at the end of this stone wall, I'm gonna start bushwhacking down this way a ways and see if I can maybe find the road down here, the old road. Half a mile into my hike, and I finally did find the road. There's where I came from. That's looking to the south, and I'm basically back. My car's up there, way up there. There's the overlook. It's too steep to. I mean, it's like straight down practically. So if you were going to come straight down here, you'd have to rappel. So instead, I walked down this way to the south and then worked my way down here. And this is a pretty old road. There's not much of a trace of it left. But there's where I came from. And so I'm going to follow it for a ways. Maybe you can see kind of a on the right hand side there where that's the high side of the road, the low side's over there. So I'm going to follow this for a little ways. It's kind of, there's a lot of blown down trees and overgrowth and stuff in the way. This would be pretty hard to find in the summer. Seven-tenths of a mile into my hike, I'm down to 2520. I came from that direction generally. I'm having a hard time sticking with the road because the trace of it is very old. It disappears. This is kind of curious. There's a big pile of rocks there. Here's another big pile on the other side. So maybe the road came down through here. I'm approximately where the road is supposed to be per the old maps. That's where I came from. And I'm heading in this direction, and you'll see all of a sudden there's all this cut down stuff up here. So I'm going to look around while I'm here, see if I can find any remnants of civilization. 1.2 miles into my hike, I'm down to 2270, and I'm standing in a spot where the road, or maybe it was just an old trail, is supposed to be. I've been bushwhacking, following the terrain for quite a while. I don't see any evidence around here of any kind of a road, so I mean, if it was a road, it was probably just a dirt road that wasn't even graded. So you can see the terrain's pretty steep here. Back up over that hill is where I came from. Skyline Drive is way up there. So I think I'm going to stop here and turn around and start working my way back, because it's pretty rough hiking. I can hear a lot of water though down that way. And obviously, to get out of the hollow, that's the way you got to go, down there. So once upon a time there was either a road or a trail down through here, but I don't see any of it now. The first quarter of a mile I could see it until I worked my way back approximately to where the Overlook is, and then after that it just sort of disappeared. So I've been hiking on compass bearings and things for maybe a mile now. I'm gonna turn around and start finding my way back. Nice secluded spot though. .3 miles into my hike, I'm down to 2150. I lied. I looked around. Instead of turning around, I kept looking around, and I finally found the trace of the road, but it's not in the spot where the map said it was. It looks like it just follows this stream all the way out of the park. Maybe you can see it down that way. Here's the road coming up. There's the stream, there's the road, comes up here. And part of it goes that way, and part of it heads up this way. So this is the part that I found right here. I marked this with a GPS point, so I don't know, maybe I'll just follow it on down a little further. From here on down it should be pretty easy to follow though. .4 miles into my hike, I'm down to 2130. Excuse me. And this is where, well, here's where I came from, down the side of the mountain. And the road comes down here and makes a right-hand bend and goes across the stream right here. So I'm going to stop here. I don't feel like trying to get across this thing. And there's 2 or 3 little branches of it here that I'm going to have to tippy-toe across on slippery rocks. So But you can see there's a hill there, so it goes across and then makes a sharp bend to the left, and then heads on further on down the hollow, down to the valley on the west side. So I'm going to mark this point here with my GPS, and then I'm going to turn around and start heading back up. I don't think it's possible to follow this road all the way back up to Skyline Drive, so I'm going to follow it up a ways, and then I'm going to have to do some more bushwhacking to get back up on Skyline Drive. We'll see how it goes. .3 miles into my hike, I'm back up to 2612 elevation. I'm back to the old rusted out steel drum. Skyline Drive is up there. Maybe you can see the outline of it. My car's up there, but it's straight up, so I gotta keep following this old road this way to the south. Another probably a quarter of a mile until I can get up high enough on the mountain to get up on Skyline Drive and then loop back. Okay, I'm back up on Skyline Drive. It's been quite a climb, and that's looking north. My car's around the bend there. This road, this old road comes up right here at the bend, and it's in between the beginning of that stone wall and this stone wall right here. There's a little, you'll notice there's a little bit of a grading pull off here, and then I guess the Park Service cut down all those trees and just piled them up there to keep people from going down that road. So that's where it is, and pretty much right where the 1994 map says it is, although when he gets further down the map's off a little bit. So anyway, been kind of a good hike, been fun anyway, but I'm beat. I got to get back up to my car. This is a map of today's hike. It's two quadrangle maps taped together. The top half is Elkton East 1997. That covers down to this little line here, and then below that is Swift Run Gap 1997. This red line is US Route 33 that comes up over the mountain here at Swift Run Gap. So you come into the park right here at the entrance and head north to the Hensley Hollow Overlook, which is right there. That's about mile marker 64. And then what I did was I hiked south on Skyline Drive around this bend here and then went down into the woods. Now what I did was, this trail was really hard to follow. Some places it was easy, other places it was pretty difficult. So on my way back up from the bottom, I took a few waypoints here, 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 and right here. So I went into the woods here, and then I followed, I found the road fairly easily here, and then followed it back this way to about here, and then I lost the trace of the road. I colored in where the map said it was, and it's got to be approximately here, but I just never saw it. I think if you look at the contour lines here, you'll see that they're very close together. So this section is really steep, and I think just 90 years worth of erosion has pretty much erased the trace of the road down to here. When I got down to here, I was able to pick it up again and follow it. I followed it down to here. Now right here, what it does is it makes a right-hand turn and it goes across the run, and then the rest of the way down to the park boundary is here on the north side of the creek. So, and it's multiple branches right here that I was going to have to cross, so I just decided to stop right here and turn around and worked my way back up to here, and then finally back to my car. This is a really old road, and but like I said, this section from here to here you can follow pretty easily, and then way down here, starting here and going on out the rest of the way down, out to the park boundary, you can follow this pretty easily. But this section right here where it drops down real steeply, this is pretty hard. This is pretty hard to find. So most of my hiking right in through here was just looking at this topo map. See, there's a ridge line. There's a ridge line right here. So I was hiking east of the ridge line. Now, one thing I'll point out on this map, I don't think this map is totally right, because it shows the actual route that they have on this map shows it right here on the ridge. Now, I climbed up on the ridge for a while and I didn't see anything, and this is even steeper than coming over here. So I think really the road, I think this is wrong in through here. I think this road actually is over here a little further to the east in this valley. See, here's another feeder stream coming down in this little valley here. So I think this road hugs the side of the mountain here until it gets down to this other feeder stream right there. Anyway, this is, I don't think you could even follow this road very well at all in the summertime. So this is one of these good bushwhack hikes for the winter. It was a difficult hike for me because of the steepness and not being able to find traces of the road. If you look at my time here, it was 2.8 miles. It took me 3 hours and 15 minutes. Well, that's less than 1 mile per hour hiking, which is pretty slow. And my ascent was 735 feet. Now that covers down to here. If you take it all the way out to the park boundary, it's probably more like 1,000 feet of ascent. So nice winter hike. It's not family friendly though, and I would say this is just for experienced bushwhackers. And that was the hike for today.